I know that becoming the Poet Laureate is not just about me. It really isn't. I know it's symbolic for many, many people of color across the state. I've received emails and messages from people I've never met, people of color, who said, I don't know you, but when I saw that on TV, I screamed, I cried, you know, because it does mean something. And I think right now, it's a very sad, turbulent, social, cultural, political environment for all of us. And it was really nice to have a celebration. I mean, it's really nice to have something joyous that we're all are. I'm sure like 2 weeks from now, everybody's going to forget I'm the Poet Laureate. But for the moment, it feels good. And people have said that, wow, you know, like I have stopped looking at stupid stuff on Facebook. I'm like, I'm following you now, and I'm wanting to know what you're doing, and I'm so happy for you. So that joy, with that joy comes responsibility, and I've said this before. I serve the state of North Carolina. I don't serve only people of color. Because I've always said to myself, my assessment of my evaluation when I write, if I've written a poem and only the black people in the room get it, I failed. If I write a poem and only women in the room get it, I failed. If I write a poem and only the black women in the room get it, I failed. If I write a poem and only Southerners in the room get it, I failed. So I've struggled, and I will say struggle. I mean, it's been a struggle to find that authenticity in voice and metaphor that connects to anybody's humanness. So and I'll give you an example. When I was in Morocco last year, presenting at an international prose poetry symposium, an elderly Amazi man came to me after my reading. He was a professor, and he said, I have to tell you something. He said, I was sitting with a group of elderly men in the back. He said, I speak no English. He said, but you read your poem about, it was a poem about police brutality. And he said they were weeping. And he said they kept asking me to tell them what I was saying. And they were saying, we don't know what her words are, but we feel the power of her words. We feel the story, and it's touching us very deeply. And they were weeping. Or when an elderly, very elderly, old as the mountain, white man in my community chases me around a grocery store, finally catches up with me to tell me how much he loves my grandmother poems. So I feel like I've accomplished something, because my connection to this 90-some-year-old Southern white gentleman, I'm over here. And, you know, our lives really don't connect around commonality. Except he was almost weeping. He said, when I hear you reading your grandmother poems, it makes me think about my own grandmother. And they make me happy. And sometimes they make me sad. And, you know, he's like, well, just keep doing what you're doing, little lady. So that matters to me. But it also matters to me that I know I'm standing, that my wings are being held up by my ancestors. They're being held up by many, many people of color who are just carrying this legacy of pride with me. And because they know what it takes to be here. They know what it takes to get here. And yeah, so I want to honor all of us. All of us. And I want to honor my mom. She's 100 years old. And never would she have thought she would have seen this. So for her, it's like Obama getting elected. So that's how my family feels. Like, this is the inauguration of Obama all over again. So, and maybe I'm taking this too far, but it really is an honor, and I'm humbled.